Alright guys, I'm going to give you a quick run through about this PCV valve and the quick kit fix for the PCV valve. Let me give the shout outs to the two guys, or the one guy who created this product and the other guy who also done it and rerouted and made his own little video. Now, I drive Uber and Lyft. I spend a lot of money, time fixing my car. So sometimes I have to save. So I just want to make this video for the ones who may not have the money to buy the kit and try to do it. They do it on their own, but it's some stipulations to that. And I'm going to explain it to you real quick before I get into the video. First of all, if you do not have tools, then you have to buy tools to do this job. Because you will need some tools, whether it's a step bit or a couple of drill bits or whatever the case is. And you have to go out and magically buy tools, you might as well go ahead and just buy a whole new intake manifold for $189, because by the time you buy the kit, by the time you buy the tools that you're going to need to prepare the car, whether it's socket wrench, drill bits, all of this type of stuff, you're going to spend that type of money. So at that point, you might well just order a whole new intake manifold and go on with the process. Okay, if you're a handyman and you got tools, great. The easiest thing to do is go ahead and just order the kit from the guy for about $100, whatever he charged. He got the proper fittings for everything. Or at the end of the day, I needed to save a little bit of more money, so I kind of do it myself and try to save, 40, 50 bucks or whatever. I'm going to give you a rundown. I will probably make a part 2 of this video, but first I will show you a little about the intake manifold, how to get it off, the connection, because most people probably kind of intimidated or scared to actually take stuff apart. So here's my baby right here. She's sick right now. It's my Chevy Cruze LTZ, 1.4 liter. All right, let's dig into her. Raise this hood up. All right. Let me get some light over here real quick. Let me grab a light. Oh, let me plug it up really quick. My little garage is a mess right now. Doesn't matter. Only here to fix something. All right. Unplug this light. Get her over here to the car so I can get a little bright light up in here. I'm gonna lay the phone down for 1 second. All right, I got a little light back here, but we're gonna look. The intake manifold was back here. I'm gonna go to the side. It's gone now. I'm gonna show it to you in a minute. But anyway, there are only about 6 bolts that hold the intake manifold. Do not be scared. Only thing you're gonna need is a 8mm socket, maybe an extension to go on the socket so you can reach. You got about 6 bolts, and that's it. This fuel rail, it seemed really difficult to take off at first, but actually they're kind of like in like spark plugs. But the only thing is, like, once you take the few bolts that you got to take off, like the ground wire, whatever it is right here connected, and a few of the connections, like the electrical connections, this whole rail, all you gotta do is just kind of wiggle it and tug on it, and it pulls out. The only thing that holds it firm in place are these these O-rings right here. And of course, if you know anything about cars, they made to snug fit, and that's the only thing that holds them in, and that thing comes straight out. But be careful. If you notice, I took one off after I flooded the decompressed the fuel line. I took one off because I thought all the fuel was gone. And lo and behold, gas start pouring out. So I advise you to leave these alone unless you need to change them. And if you have to change them, make sure you got a thick towel, something, because the gas is going to come pouring out. You don't want all that over your engine. Okay, I'm going to go over here, talk a little bit about the manifold itself. Now, as we look at it, it sits in your car kind of like this. Kind of like this right here, right? Let me go back over here with a little bit of light at. It pretty much sets in your car at this angle right here. The fuel injector's set right along the top, right here. The fuel line set along the top. So ideally, you just start first. You start with the battery. Disconnect your negative cable, the black cable. That take away all the electricity in your car, so you can start unplugging all the electrical harnesses. And looking at this, we have a valve pipe on the top. We got another valve air pipe right here that need to be disconnected. Let me see. You got 6 bolts right here. Those are the bolts I'm talking about to actually get it off. All right. You got a couple of connections and couple clippings that you can take out, and in the bottom you may not be able to see it when you get to your car. You see that hole right there at the bottom? You're not going to be able to see that, but at the bottom it's going to be, once you get it off, it's going to be tugging. But all that is a wired harness that's connected by a zip tie. All you got to do is clip that zip tie and it's going to come off. So 6 bolts, 8 millimeters. I maybe took a little bit too much of things I needed to take off of here, but you got the throttle body. I took the throttle body out so I can clean it. We'll talk about the throttle body. But this is one pipe I took off. I needed this right here. That's the pipe that's like one of the main valves to suck the air in. And I took it off just because I needed it when I go to the store to make sure that I can find the fittings. We're going to get into that. All right, really quick, try to go through some of the things we're going to need. First of all, we'll talk about the products. All right, now I'm going to tell you where I shopped at. This is only if you do it yourself. I ain't telling you to buy the exact parts that I did, but this is what works for me. First of all, that hole that they described in the video is very small. It don't look like it to the naked eye, but that hole is very small when you go to start putting nuts and bolts inside. So this is what I went with. We're going to pull this to the side because this is a air hose connector, and I thought it was part of a, in the store it looked like it could be a check valve, but it is. It may be a two-way flow check valve somehow or whatever, but it doesn't work. So do not pick this product up. These come from AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts. All right, we're going to set this to the side. Now, one thing I want to talk about is the check valve. This little guy that you seen him putting in the middle, that's the hardest thing to find. I couldn't find it at no local store. I had to go to Granger, if you know what Granger is. I don't know where you can find it in your market or what. It's an industrial place that they have a lot of different check valves. Now this is a male valve. Male is when it screws outwards like this, and a female would be something with the hole inside. Makes sense? An innie is a female and an outie is a male. So that's important because we're gonna go through the products. Now, as you get this check valve, I'm gonna need female attachment, which are these guys right here. These little attachment right here, these are females. And all of this, I'm gonna let it get close up so you can see what size I got. I got 1.4 on those. The check valve fitted for 1.4. If you see it in the thing, this is the part number right above the screw. So I'm gonna move these because unless you get a female check valve, then you would need the male connectors. So we're gonna move them out the picture. All right. Now, All these 3 products right here, the yellow and the blue, I don't know the name of all these guys, but I got like some type of L connector. I got a tube fitting, and I have a I guess it's a brake line bolt, but it got a hole in the center, a hollow hole all the way through. It may not be big as the guys that showed you in the video, but it worked for me. These 3 parts are going to go together, and that's going to connect to the manifold and along with the washers. And I'm just showing this close up so you'll know what to get. A pack of those, they just come in tubes. Here go the metal sheet nut things, and these 2 that guys right here, I went to Lowe's and got them. If you're trying to save money, you might can get it all from one shop, but I went to Lowe's and got these to save money. Here go your bonding. The what's the name of this guy? Expansi bonding. You have to mix those 2, just a little bit of each one of them. You save for later. This guy right here, the T adapter. I couldn't find a T adapter like they had in the video. Like I said, if you have to order the kit, just order the kit. If not, I might have to do some rigging with this T valve because it don't fit properly. So I'm gonna have to make it fit and do some things so it can fit inside of this guy that's already connected to your car. That was a problem. This check valve was a problem. But as you know, I told you where you can get it. I do another video show you as I started connecting this stuff. These little bolts. Let me get a close up. We're gonna pull this one out right now. These 2 bolts are the same. They come from Lowe's. They got the code on it, UAC. That's the exact fit for these bolts to fit on these bolts right here with the rubber right here, the rubber washer, to go inside the manifold. These are the connections, you know. And I actually only use the one I cut, and I had a drill. So like I said, if you got the proper tools to saw stuff off and stuff, it's no problem. But you know, maybe the guy with the kit should already saw this off and have it ready for you. It's sitting in the kit. Let's see. Well, that's it for us, the products we needed. It's really simple. Oh, we had to get some tubing too. I don't know what size tubing this is, but AutoZone, all the places have tubing in the back. You can go back there and fit it to the fitting. They'll let you go behind the counter and check what kind of vacuum hose size you need. Now, as far as this screw, talk about this. I messed up and I didn't get a washer. I got a washer as far as the hole, but not the, you know, it's kind of tricky because when you look into the manifold, the intake manifold, I'm thinking that it's big inside, but it's actually small as shit. That little hole we trying to plug is small as shit. It looked kind of big to the eye because you can't see up close. But it's just a little bit, maybe the same size or just a little bit bigger than the head of this screw. So what I had to do, I had to put this on the screw and kind of cut like around the screw, maybe 1 centimeter outside the screw, just in case for the overflow. But if you can find the exact rubber washer to fit that screw, you know, with exactly, then that's what you need to do. And once you get it screwed in, you're gonna need some of that glue right there mixed up to douse around that'll close off any extra holes and stuff. And that stuff bonds within 5 minutes, but I would let it cure, you know, for at least a day or so, at least 30 minutes, hour, I don't know how long, but it gets stiff in a few minutes. Tools you needed. For me, definitely need a kit with a lot of different tips and adapters. That's Cobalt, got it from Lowe's, Ben had it. I had a drill that helped get the screws and bolts out, make the job a lot easy once you break them and loosen them. So the drill come in handy. I used the drill bit I used. I got a, what size is this? This was like a 3/8, so the hole that I drilled was more closer to a, that was a 3/16, I'm sorry. So I used a smaller drill than what they said in the video because my hole was actually smaller. So get a size that's gonna fit your drill bit. 9/16. It's gonna be hard to find the drill bit for that. And trust me, drill bits get really costly. Ones at Lowe's run about $20, $25 a piece just for one. So you don't want to start spending that type of money. Extension bar to help get the manifold out, along with the 8mm socket adapters. You know, maybe need a breaker bar. This is my breaker bar. You know, it's a long extension. I got this from Harbor Freights. That's pretty much it. You know, get that drill. The drill bit that you use may not be perfect. But maybe you'll have to, you know, either file the rest of it down inside the hole or use the drill on real low, because high speed does melt plastic. I have a kit here, a socket kit, different sizes. You're gonna need that, different screws and different attachments. There's my table that I use 2-pair of vice tip scripts to, and my drill with a metal grinding kit to actually saw off. And I only sawed 1/2. It fits in there perfect after you, cause you know that washer almost fit in there anyway. If you get that exact one, only if you use the supplies that I've used. Now, I'm gonna give you a total of this in the end and tell you exactly what I spent, but it was roughly. It took me a while because I had to dance around, find the right parts, but it probably roughly cost me about 30, maybe like 30 bucks or so. Don't forget your throttle body cleaner. Get this guy all cleaned up really nice. Let me show you. You know, it's about the cleanest I'm gonna be able to get it. It's clean inside. Got it all juiced up and nice, shiny, looking almost brand new again, you know? You gotta get that guy clean. Once you get it off, it's easy to clean it. You open that throttle up with your hand or something, and you can push it from one way. It's spring loaded, so you can push it open and scrub it best you can.